Hello, I would like to go over a few endgame positions from Wijk. I will start with the least interesting example. In this game, Sokolov had the white pieces and Wang Hao, well, he didn't have white pieces. I mean, I was just interested here. He took here, but this rook c d4 has the idea of this move is to stop the knight coming to d5. In the game, he took here, and as you can see, the knight was quite strong here. So, well, for me, it was quite interesting that this idea to stop the knight coming to d5. But okay, that's not that important. Okay. In the game, okay, Wang Hao made some mistakes. Sokolov got some real advantage, and now Sokolov pinned his knight, but actually, as you can see, he played this, and now he didn't really have a idea to continue. He just pinned the knight and then didn't know what to do. Instead, he could just take the pawn, and then next come back to c3, to bishop to c3, and then maybe bishop d4 and take the a pawn. If black tries to something like this, it's really risky because black is getting almost mated. Let's say king g8, and we can, let's say, what can we try? We can try g6 if you take. We can play b6. The king is almost mated, or just g7. So yeah, bishop a5 was just take the pawn, because in the game, yeah, this didn't achieve anything. He pushed the pawn, and soon, as you can see, white moves are quite random. And now it's drawn. Well, okay, that's that. Now let's look at this was Nakamura against Sokolov, and again Sokolov didn't manage to win. In this position he played f4, but actually he had a very nice idea. If you can see, the white bishop is defending two pawns at the same time. So there's a zugzwang possibility, and indeed, if black plays rook b6, white can't play here because black would just take and queen to a pawn. So he moves it somewhere, threatens the pawn. Okay. And as you can see, it's the same position, but black to move, and the king comes to h3, and white just doesn't have a good move. The bishop can't move, and if the king moves to f1, the rook can take. Black wins this pawn endgame. So white has to play e3, and as you can see, black really wants white to play this. The white squares get weaker, and the king can just come back. And next black will check here on b2. If white tries something like this, again, I mean there are many ways to win, but for example, check. And if here we can, let's say, what can we try? Well, maybe just rook b6. Again, the bishop has to defend two squares, a3 and c3, and he can't really do both. Because if here, check and take on g3. Okay. So in the game, f4 is still good. It's the, I think it's still winning. And now he played h4, and this was maybe a small mistake, because h4 allows white to push his pawns forward. Instead, he can play rook f3 and simply stop these pawns going anywhere. Next h4, h3, and so on. Or black can also check on g3 first and then come to f3. Okay. And also, let's say a check, and here I think black is also training to play king f4 and take the pawns. Okay, he played h4. I think it's still winning, but yeah. And now comes I think okay, this king h5 move. This was I think Sokolov was really trying to calculate what would happen after h2, but he couldn't really come to a conclusion. So in time trouble, he just had to move something. So he just moved his king, because yeah, he just wasn't sure if h2 was good. But really, I mean, black has to play h2. Black doesn't really have any other ideas to proceed. And actually, after king h5, I think this might be a drawn position. And the idea is Nakamura blunder. The idea is to stop this rook checking on f file. So if now bishop b6, and if the rook comes here like takes, you can see the white pawns can go forward like f7, rook f3, e6, and it's really hard to stop them. Next e7, and one of these pawns is going to queen. So what can black do? There's not much he can do actually. Yeah, if king f5, we can protect it. But now, because the black king is so far away, black can't proceed. Yeah, okay, Nakamura missed that idea and just went back. And now Sokolov found this h2 move. Well, okay, he found it earlier, but he realized that he has to play it no matter what. Okay, here. And now actually, I mean, this position is winning, but it's really not easy to make the accurate moves. The way to win for black is to make this bishop move a little to c7 or b8, and then well, I will show it later. There's because when the bishop isn't protected, the rook can attack it, and if the position is like here, white king is on f1, black king is on f3, the bishop goes to c7, rook c2, attacking the bishop and threatening mate. Yeah, that's the basic idea. And of course, again, as you can see, the bishop has to protect two pawns at once, so it can be a problem. Okay, black made some random moves. Something happened. And now, this is the key move, rook e1. The white king can't move. The pawn can't move. So white can only move his bishop, and now you can see it's not protected. And yeah, in the game he didn't found the idea. If you would like to think for a moment, pause the video and try to find a good idea for black. Okay, now I will continue. The right idea is to play rook e2. If white king goes here, just king g3. Now black is threatening mate. What can he do if he push the pawn? Just king h3, threatening mate and the pawn. So, and let's see what else he can try. He can try bishop a5, because if black takes, bishop c7 pins, so just move the king, bishop c3 and rook e3. And there are too many things white has to protect: the a3 pawn, the e5 pawn, and the e1 mating square. He can't defend them all. So white can try king g1, but here check is the idea. If king goes here, now you can see the idea. Rook c2 attacks the bishop and threatens mate, and there's not much he can do. He can try something like this. But now, let's say, how do we finish this? We can maybe just take the pawn. And stop white from queening. So white has to play here, but the queen is in a very bad spot, and there's two ways to win, I think: king f2, king f1, and king g3 and king h3. Let's try this one. And well, black is just threatening to play something like rook e2, threatening mate. As you can see, the white king can't escape anymore. Like if white waits. Now we can try, well, bishop d2 also, so we don't have to think about this e6 check. The white king, this doesn't help. And if e6, just here, and there's nothing white can do. What I found the most interesting move is this king h3. I myself couldn't find the idea to win after this move. If you want to again think about this, pause the video, try to find the winning plan for black. Now I will show the solution, and it's king f4. Very nice idea. Again, the white king can move. The bishop doesn't have many squares. Let's say here, and now rook d2. What can white do? If bishop comes here, we check, we take e6. Okay, white can try this one, but it's not going anywhere. Yeah, I mean, okay, bishop b4, another move, but just check and take. Yeah, this king f4 move is very nice. Somehow it's not easy to find. Yeah, basically, yeah, this rook e2 move is a very nice idea. Okay, in the game he couldn't find the right idea, and he allowed this e6 move, which just draws, because black is just one move behind from the variation I showed. Because if king f2, e7, rook g8, bishop c5, just check, and there's no mate. Okay, he allowed this e7. Now it's drawn, and also it's quite this drawing technique is quite nice here. As you can see, black can't do anything. He can take this pawn, this bishop, and the bishop just it just goes around. Just goes around. There's nothing black can do. So it's drawn. Okay. On to the third example. This was Hari Krishna against Anishgiri, and it is black to move. And okay, in the game he made a mistake. He allowed this zugzwang. The black king can move. Black doesn't really want to take on c4 because white can take on a5. And well, as I will show you later, it's drawn, but okay, black has to find the right idea, the plan after that. So the simplest idea is, of course, to not allow this zugzwang. If check, you can see the white rook has to threaten this a pawn. And if the king moves, well, I think we can just take this pawn. And if white waits, black can also wait. Always wait on f7, e7, and there's just nothing white can really try. But okay, it's still drawn here, and Anishki replayed this g6 move, and it's kind of... I mean, this is computer's first choice, but of course not many humans would like to get rid of these double pawns. And the other way to draw is just to take this pawn and maybe just c5. The idea, we want white to play rook a8, the pawn to a7, and the black rook to a4. We don't care about this c pawn because this position is drawn. Like, let's say, what can I try? I mean, I will show just what. I will just make some random moves here, and this position. Let's say check. Just some random moves, and this position is... Oops, I forgot. The black king has to be on f7. Yeah, and this position is just drawn because if white tries to protect the pawn, we can check. Oops. We can check forever. Check. And go back. If white tries this plan, we just don't react. There's nothing white can do. And it's a draw. Okay. But okay, let's say white tries this king f5 move. We have this rook d4. If check, and now it's important to go to g8, because if here, I think, let's say, the problem is a5. White is threatening to go to c7, so black has to play rook a5, and now the problem is that, let's see, what's the problem? The problem is that in this position white has this rook g8 move. This king on h7 is actually a very nice piece. He has this move, and yeah, the rook drops. So black has to stop that idea by going to g8. And if white comes here, we can just check. And yeah, black just wants to get rid of his c pawn. If king e5, we can just wait. If rook c7, rook a1. If rook a5, now I think that the correct move is rook d4. Yeah. There's not much white can try. But like to play a5. But okay, then we can just play c4. a6, c3, and yeah, and draw this position. But okay, yeah, that was one idea. But g6 actually also draws, but right away Kiri misses one key idea, that here the white rook is going to the this how do I say this 5 line fifth line, yeah, goes to this 5th line. And the difference now is that there's no G pawn. So this endgame is winning because we have this check. Yeah, there's just if black still had his pawn on g7, this rook h8 wouldn't threaten anything. Okay. Yeah, in the game he missed this idea. I think he missed actually this rook e5 idea, because black can take here, and as you can see, you can count. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, that's 7, there's 1, 2, 3, 5, that's 8. White promotes in 7 moves and black in 8, and white starts first, so there's nothing. Yeah, black can take that rook. He should actually just well, he should just stop the white rook coming with check. He could also check first here and then stop the checks. There's really nothing white can actually try, because the white rook has to keep on this a file. If black king comes here, white can play here. As you can see, there's nothing he can try. Rook a6. The black king can just defend the c pawn after this. Go again here. Yeah, so that would be a draw. I mean, okay, maybe I think this endgame is lost. I'm not really completely sure. Computer showed something interesting. Here I think computer wanted to play like c5 and sacrifice the h pawn. But I'm pretty sure it's still winning for white. Yeah, in the game, okay, there's nothing. The king comes to... Wait, this isn't actually the game. Let's see. Ah, yes, it is, yeah. It's white's turn, yeah. As you can see. And next, white can just play this f pawn forward. Yeah. Well, that's all the endgames I wanted to show. And for some reason, this time I had really great trouble speaking. I don't know why. I guess I just need to speak more often, at least English. Okay, that's all folks. See you next time.